Welcome back. I hope you got some writing done and really did take a break. Let's take a look at these two different lessons about how writers add sensory details and how they show not tell, and then we'll get into that Pear Deck so you can get to work. When authors add sensory details to their writing, they are using words that describe the different senses, such as sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell. We'll take a closer look at that when you get into the Pear Deck. Rather than just writing simple sentences and telling us things like, I was happy, or it was a nice day, authors make their writing more interesting by showing us what they mean. For example, in that children's book that we read, Author A True Story, instead of just writing the rodent was curious, she changed it to the rodent trembled with curiosity from teeth to his tail. That's way more interesting. Writers make decisions all the time about how they are going to do their writing, and this is called craft or the art of writing. And we make those decisions so that we will have an effect on our readers. But sometimes we can do too much, just like adding way too much salt to your French fries. It's overdone, it's disgusting, it's way too much. And if you don't put any on at all, it's really kind of boring and bland. So when we're talking about our craft, we want to make sure we're getting just the right amount of details to keep it interesting without overdoing it. At home learners, the first thing I want you to do is open up your digital writer's notebook number 2. Even if you have a paper notebook, open up this digital one that's in Google Classroom. And if we take a look at the table of contents, the two lessons that we're going to do today are how do writers use sensory details and how do writers show, not tell. So we're going to scroll down first to how do writers use sensory details in their writing. So for those of you who have a paper notebook, I will print some copies of this graphic organizer that you can glue or tape right into your notebook. But then you're also going to take some notes from the Pear Deck. And those of you who are digital, you are going to add a text box to the bottom of this. And then you are going to open up the Pear Deck also. And slide number 2 has some information about sensory details, and I would like you to take some notes on this. So if we take a look at words related to sight, indicate colors, shape, or appearance. For instance, gloomy, dazzling, bright, foggy, gigantic. Touch, gritty, creepy, slimy, fluff, sticky. So you can take a look at some of those and put some of those examples in your notebook. On the next slide, you will take some practice using some of those sensory words that you see in the graphic organizer or on the previous slide. Where it says students write your response, then you will write 3 or 4 sentences, take about 5 minutes, and practice using some of those great words to make your writing interesting. After you have done that practice, then I want you to go back to your draft that you were working on before this lesson and find 2 sentences to add some sensory details to. Only 2. Remember, too much is too much. Only find 2. Man, the lighting in this room is really bad. Sorry about that. That was one lesson. We still have one more lesson about showing, not telling, and I decided to make a third video rather than have a really long video. So sorry, kids, take another short break and then come back to watch part 3. I know you're excited.